Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, folks, welcome back. Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to another reaction video with your boy, theotothefuture. Today, we're going to be reacting to a video called Pixel Art Style Swap, Ninja Gaiden and Mega Man X4. This is very interesting. I'm not sure what this is going to be about, but this is by a guy or a channel named Brendan James Greer, and we're just gonna sit back, relax, see where this video takes us, because I have no idea what it's gonna be about. Like, I'm assuming they're gonna take the art styles of both games and then switch them up and see what happens. Not sure, but guess what? We're about to get into this right now. It's already starting great because I love the music. Brandon James Greer, what up?
Hello there. My name's Brandon and I make pictures out of tiny squares.
Oh,
and
hi
today
there.
We're going to be making a sprite style swap, taking two video game sprites and imagining them in the rendering style of the other.
Okay.
For this swap, we've got Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden for the NES, and X in his sprite style for Mega Man X4.
Mega Man X4 is pretty. It's very pretty.
Because while they're both side-scroller sprites, their vastly different styles should lead to a pretty dramatic swapped result.
Huge, yeah, this is gonna look very interesting.
I'm gonna start with the likely easier of the two, making X in the style of the NES Ninja Gaiden.
He's actually literally drawing it out.
Look at the original sprite. What stands out to me the most is the way the dark line work segments most of the costume design. This works particularly well for X because of all the paneling and armor pieces.
He's doing it so
The early
fast.
part of my design here is focused on building up the line work of those shapes.
Oh my gosh, this is
I'm
intense.
using an 8x8 grid here to help me plan out the sizing, since that's the tile size used to make sprites on the NES.
This guy's mind must be like work in grid form.
Was how the change of style affected the proportions of the character.
It looks like Samus.
Is kind of anime-esque, while Ryu is sort of, you know, even though he's a smaller sprite, the proportions and the head-to-body ratio are a little bit
look how
more
he
realistic.
separates it.
So seeing X all of a sudden kind of look like a man was weird at first.
Yeah, this is
I slowly
weird.
worked up the sizing and bulk to find something that looked like it fit proportionally with Ryu.
He's looking like Samus.
To color
right
the
now.
sprite, I'm using the restriction for NES sprites.
It's already coming into form.
However, the apparent color count of NES sprites could be pushed higher.
Oh,
using
he even
the
did the
technique
head
of
thing.
Stacking multiple tiles on one location.
He did the
Such
head
as how Ryu's
thing.
attack sprite uses 2 additional colors for the sword. Or like how the original Mega Man sprite was a total of 5 2 additional colors.
This looks
one
fire
for the
already.
face and one for the red accent on the helmet.
The
And I
shading.
made sure to fit both of those within a single 8x8 tile of the grid, just to theoretically minimize tile stacking.
Bro, this guy's sick.
My other inclination was to use the mid-tone blue as a shade color for the teal
Whoa,
sections.
whoa,
The
did you
styling
just
of the
mess it
Ryu
up?
sprite doesn't really have too many spots where the pink and purple are used together in this way.
Did he just mess it up?
So I ended up kind of scaling back on that closer to the style that it's trying to emulate.
Okay, I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to
Overall,
thicken
I
him
think
up
he
a
does
little
job
bit.
balancing character recognizability
Whoa.
with the proportioning of Ninja Gaiden. And kind of feels like it worked for a style of game that could actually use those more
That is so
detailed
sick.
North American Mega Man box art covers.
Yeah, it looks more like
where it
that guy.
actually looks like a man.
It looks more like that guy
Either
for
way,
sure.
Let's flip it to the reverse.
Oh
and
my
work in the
gosh,
other
I just
direction now
wanna-
with an X4 styled Ryu
Oh,
sprite.
that looks so pretty. That looks so dope.
To get started, I blocked out a space of 48
That
by
looked
48
great.
pixels. And you can see with the grid how that scales with the sprites from X4.
This
I'm
one's
using
gonna look
circles to
even.
place down the main points of articulation, and then I'm joining those up to form a rough character silhouette for now.
This one's gonna look even crazier
The pose that I'm
because
trying to make here
Mega
is
Man
modeled after that
X4
photo on the
is
cover for Ninja Gaiden.
newer than
There's
Ninja
some great
Gaiden, so this is
interplay
gonna
of
look
angles there with
sick.
the weapons. And this artwork also gives us some indication of how the character should look with the higher detail that we'll be able to achieve.
Right,
with the X4 style.
exactly. I can't wait to see what you do with the extra.
From here,
Leverage.
from that silhouette, provide a sort of colored line work to achieve a similar.
Oh my
segment
gosh,
in the
look!
costume.
I love seeing it come into form.
You
Like
can think of the line work for now representing the places
artist
where the deepest
molding a
shadow
piece
tones
of
will be.
clay.
And they'll provide an anchoring edge from which we can step toward.
Look
lighter
how he's
tones
hollowing
within
it
the shading
out.
work.
It's like hollowing
So
it
with
out,
that in mind,
making
the
it
first
line.
phase here is just
like
to get a
using
clear,
the.
readable line work sprite in place that'll provide that foundation.
Does he have more pixels and square space to work with?
One of the major issues
Because
I ran into
it's
with
a
this
Super
one, was
Nintendo
just with
game?
the overall direction that I chose for how he's facing.
Square space.
With
that
the
even
chest
a-
facing to
a
the
term
right and
in
the arm
this
holding
world?
the katana coming toward us, I found it difficult to place it in a way that maintained a clear read on it while also
yeah,
looking
that's
cool and
tough.
dynamic like in that reference art.
I didn't even realize he was holding that.
To be correct at this angle, I think
the original
majority of
artwork.
the katana would end up being covered by his body entirely, so it's not exactly the best orientation for this pose.
Gotta be down. Yeah, like that.
So I ended up doing a bit of sprite surgery, and I just flipped the torso and legs to the mirror image, which then allows the katana arm to be tucked back further, thereby enabling more of it to show up on the
Ooh.
other side of the sprite compared to that original orientation.
I get it.
Obviously, there are some side effects to this kind of manipulation, like some other corrections required for the arms and legs.
I like how
But
he
overall,
has
I
to
really like the way
make
this
those
new post came
corrections,
together
but like
after that.
spreading it out, making
In
him
the final
thick.
stage of the line work, I've also added in the scabbard, and now we've got that really cool and dynamic
It looks really
directionality to
cool.
everything here.
Looks dope.
Just like in that reference artwork. In order to color the sprite, we need to break down the colors of the
Yeah, I want
X4
to see it
style.
colored. Show me
And
how.
what's really
Show
important
me
here
the
isn't
color.
the colors themselves, it's the color value.
What does that mean?
When viewing the sprites
How
in
much they
grayscale, you
cost?
get a feel for how strong, just to make some broad decisions about contrast.
I was like, why did he turn
how his
everything
tunic will be
gray?
darker than his
I
skin,
was like, did the whole
how
screen
the
just
cuffs
go
will be darker
gray?
than the tunic, things like that. From here, I'm going through and applying those steps of grayscale shading to everything, which is what the closely related groups of gray tones.
Yes,
kind of a little
yes,
bit
very,
softer,
very much.
while 0 has a wider dynamic range of tone,
Yeah.
reaching from bright whites all the way to darker blacks than X.
Yes, he
Kind
does
of a
look.
higher
I
contrast
feel like I
overall.
need to put my shades on when I look at 0.
Because the primary comparison for this swap is the X sprite, I'm leaning more to that moderate contrast look. And I think
And-
that pairs well for Ryu since his tunic should be more dull than either of these shiny metal boys anyway.
Exactly. He is a ninja. He's trying to stay
In the
inconspicuous.
end, I've used about 4
And
shades of gray
hidden,
for each section of
so
costume.
you can't have all
such
these
as that
bright
used to
tones
create
on
cell
him.
folds in the fabric by stepping through the full gradient
Ooh,
one shade
I
at
love
a
the
time.
scarf. Not the scarf, but you know what it is. That scarf thing. I like
Finally,
that.
To actually add color, I'm overlaying the purple from the NES sprite by filling it in on a new layer and
Okay.
setting it to the color blending mode. This
Interesting.
will imbue the sprite with that color while preserving the value contrast from the grayscale layer underneath.
They're so sick. This is so dope. And now he's
Similarly,
filling
I go through
out.
and
Give
paint
it
in
some
each section
skin.
of sprite in a color approximating the desired hue.
Oh, this
And
is
since
so
it's all in
good.
that blending mode layer,
It's so
it'll just blend
good.
together using my existing contrast.
This is so crazy.
Now, this obviously still
Oh.
looks pretty flat. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
because
yeah.
The steps of color within each color group of the sprite are all still the same hue. They're
So now
simply
how do
just
you
lighter or darker versions of that same color.
how do you make it pop?
To really pull this together, the last step is to go through and shift the hues around to create a warm to cool color temperature when going from light to dark tones. So I know that watching
man.
someone make subtle tweaks to adjustment layers isn't exactly the most compelling kind of footage, but essentially
Nah,
what's
I
going
like
on here
it.
is
I
that
like
I'm
it,
shifting
buddy.
the dark purples into more of a blue, while shifting the light purples toward pink.
To make it pop. Just to make it
Another good example of
Ugh.
this is shifting
Stand
the shadow
out.
tones of the skin into red while having the lighter
Ooh.
tones toward yellow. And you get that kind of natural warmth and color depth to it that wasn't there
Oh,
before.
this is so great. This is so great.
And this was all done using the same trick with the color blending mode in order to maintain the value contrast throughout these
Even
tweaks.
the shuriken
One of the
or
final
the
tweaks with the
the
coloring
kunai
here
even
was
looks
making the
better.
boots and the scarf
Ooh, it
into
looks
more of
so
a blue,
fire.
just to have them
It
stand
looks
out
so
as a different
fire.
material against the purple tunic.
Yo,
By the way, I
that
know the
those
original
last
sprite
little
looks
tweaks
to have
help
bare feet,
so
but in
much.
Sort of the promo artwork, it tends to use this full foot covering, and I thought that was a cooler look for this styling, so that's what I went with.
Very cool, dog. Yo.
Bringing everything together
Even
now,
the
we can take a full look
change.
at the style swap results.
Oh, that's so sick. I actually
Overall, I
might
think
want
they
to
actually
watch
turned
more
out
of
to be
these.
fairly passable approximations of each respective style.
They look great.
And either way, it was fun to kind of reverse engineer a little bit about what goes into each. And it's the kind of exercise that really shows you how pixel art isn't just a singular style on its own.
Not at all.
There's
That's
all sorts of
so,
variations within that,
that's so
depending how
crazy.
you approach the rendering and the restrictions. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comments if you've got other swap ideas. And thank you for watching, and take care and keep it square.
I want to say, that was so sick. Yo, Brandon, that was so sick, Brandon. I want to say I learned something. Wait, let's see this end card. Hey, hey, okay. I want to say I learned something, but I didn't really learn. I just feel like my mind was expanded a little bit. And my awareness was expanded a little bit. But if you ask me if I learned something, I couldn't really. I guess I learned a little bit. But that was so cool, man. That was so cool to watch. What do you think? Do you think that was cool, man? Because I really appreciate these artists. But yeah, that was really fun. I might watch more of his stuff in the future. But until next time, my friends, thank you for chilling out with me. Don't forget to drop that like and drop that sub, because it would be very, very much appreciated. And I'm trying to get to at least 100 followers. You know, if I make it to 100 followers in the next 10 years, I will have done a good job. So until next time, my friends, I will see you then. Be kind to each other out there, and God bless.